Joining us now from Memphis, Tennessee is Stephen Braga, the attorney for Damian Echols. Mr. Braga, good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Last night was your client's first night of freedom in 18 years. How did he spend it? How's he doing?
It was unbelievable. We had a nice celebration back in Memphis with Jason Baldwin, Damian Echols, all the supporters who had come to court. And it was as if you could see two little 5-year-old kids at their first Christmas. They were trying food they had never seen before. They were fascinated by a cell phone, more fascinated by an iPhone. And then the idea that you could take pictures with the iPhone totally blew them away. So they were taking a lot of pictures.
What was your client's initial reaction when you told him you're going to go home?
Total shock. It all happened so quickly. We reached a point with the prosecution where we thought negotiations would be productive. They were, but it took less than 2.5 weeks to get this deal done, so everybody was in shock.
As Aaron just pointed out, what an unusual case, what an unusual deal here to get them freed. Was it tough to convince your client and the others to plead guilty for something they say they didn't do?
Well, it's logically tough for the reasons Aaron described and you've just implied with your question. The way the deal was circulated, we were the ones who initiated it on behalf of Damien, and his decision was actually a lot easier because he was under threat of execution. He was living in solitary confinement on death row. He had to get out of there, so his decision was pretty easy. Jason Baldwin's the young man who is really the hero today. He had a very difficult decision to make. He wanted to fight to the end to get found innocent in court, but he recognized that if he took the deal, he could free Jesse and Damien and himself, but more importantly, save Damien's life.
From your client's point of view, what was the turning point after all these years?
I think there were 3 turning points that helped make this resolution possible, 3 new things. A lot of new evidence, DNA evidence as described in the earlier report by Aaron, new witnesses, different things coming to fore. A new hearing. The Arkansas Supreme Court gave these young men a new hearing last November in a ruling that was unprecedented, and that hearing was coming up in December, so there was some pressure there. And perhaps most importantly, a new judge. The trial judge who had been on the case for 17 years was elected to the state Senate. A new judge, David Laser, was appointed, and that brought a fresh perspective to the whole case.
Mr. Braga, very quickly, let me ask you, what does your client think, what does he want to say to those people in the community who still believe that he and the other 2 still killed these boys?
Well, they're wrong. He's absolutely innocent, and the boys and their lawyers and their supporters will continue to look for that, piece of evidence that nobody could refute. We'll find it someday, whether it's a deathbed confession, somebody comes forward, or some actual inculpatory DNA of the real killer. He's still out there. The right guys have been set free.
Attorney Stephen Braga joining us from Memphis, Tennessee this morning. We thank you.
Thank you.